The Vibe place Iceberg. Vibe games are known to have some of the worst reputations among Roblox games, reasons going from NSFW content, ERPing, pedophilia, and way more. But believe it or not, at one point these games were actually normal, so let me tell you why and how it got this bad. Before I get to the horrible stuff that led to its downfall, I need to explain to you what exactly they used to be. These games were, and still are, meant to be chill games for people to hang out, make friends, and relax. And about 4 years ago, that was the case for most servers. They were chill games with calming music and were actually enjoyable, but that's how it was 4 years ago. So now I'm gonna show you what went wrong. The players are one of, if not the biggest reason Vibe games have gotten to the point they are now, a cessfest. I have joined these games over the years multiple times, and I have seen many degenerate people online dating, ERPing, having saying horrible things in the chat, and more, totally ruining the original meaning of the game.
Oh, this is the wrong one, but they're still having there's a fucking threesome.
You can no longer even join a Vibe game without seeing some weird kink NSFW avatar that shouldn't be on the platform.
What the fuck? What is this creature?
You see how easy that is? There are thousands of degenerate losers playing these games every day, doing the most deplorable shit over the years on a kid's platform. Want even more? RubenSim has a list of 16,000 confirmed ERP condo accounts, like the ones in my other videos. They also made a list of their most favorite games on the platform, and out of 16,000 ERP accounts, Vibe games are the highest on the list. Guess why? Because Vibe games are the closest they are gonna get to condo games being public. This disgusting wave of players ruining Vibe games got so bad that some even started making their own Vibe games, and that's when it really went downhill. Remember, it wasn't all just the players' fault who ruined Vibe games. The owners play a big part too. There have been many owners that do nothing to stop the problems, and some even leaning into the degeneracy to please their players. And I think the best modern example of an owner leaning into degeneracy right now is a game called Public Bathroom, which in my opinion is one of the worst ones out right now. Upon joining this game, that just came out on October 10th, you'll 100% see people having with unnecessary emotes that the owner added, knowing full well what they would be used for. No public bathroom game should have a squat emote or a push-up emote. I mean, look at this emote. Who is laying down in a public bathroom? Who is gonna sleep? Why is there a pool? Unnecessary emotes are very common throughout Vibe games, with the owners knowing fully what they are used for. A bit older example is a game that was created in 2022 called XYZ Hangout Vibe Place, which used to have private rooms, a community outfits tab which only consisted of cool outfits, some even being naked, as well as a tab with hundreds of emotes with many being used for esports. Those three features have now been removed from the game, but the game is still disgusting. Editing Srupl is back. You know the game I just described to you? How I just said that all of those features were deleted? Well, it turns out the owner of the game has another game called Japanese Internet Cafe Simulator Vibe. And if you join that game, wow, these rooms look very familiar. It has the exact same rooms that were deleted off of his other game 9 months ago. And turns out, I didn't realize this, but all of the games I've joined that this guy owns has all of the emotes still, so he never got rid of those. But yeah, you know a giant problem with these games being on a kid's platform? Kids joining them. The very sad part about these Vibe games turning into the abomination they are now is that innocent kids wanting to actually make friends can't now. Instead, they are led into a game with a welcoming title and description just to get flashed by NSFW avatars every 5 seconds. With a player base like Roblox, with 42% of their users being under 13, it is extremely dangerous to have these games public for anybody to join. Here's an example. This is obviously a child, and just a few steps away in the bathroom stall, 2 people are having right beside him. And here are more children I found in the exact same server getting exposed to this horrible stuff, one even claiming to be 12 after somebody asked them to be friends with benefits. I wish Roblox would just ban these games. God. Alright, so Roblox just did something that looks really good on paper that affects what I just said about children joining these Vibe games, but it can easily be bypassed. Let me explain. Roblox has announced that users under 13 will not be able to join social hangouts, and that looks very good on paper since most of the horrible Vibe games that I've been talking about all have their genre set to a social and hangout. But sadly, whenever Roblox tries to do something good, it always crashes down. Number 1, kids can just lie about their age and get around this easily, just getting back into the horrible games again. Number 2, any Vibe game can just switch their genre to like roleplay or something and avoid this new feature, making it so little kids can join their games again. So this looks good when you first read it, but when you look into it for a few minutes, it can easily be bypassed. Anyway, you know what happens when children in games like this get mixed together? What do you think? We would get free from this topic? With a community as disgusting as this one, it would be impossible for the dophiles to stay away. Anyway, in this section, I'm gonna explain to you the two types of dophiles I see the most in these games. The first one I'll call careful, and the second one I'll call obvious. Let's get started. The ones I call careful are, well, careful. These predators will pretend to be a child themselves and add other children, trying to become their friend and gain their trust. And once they do get that trust, they over time try to get you to do horrible acts like the ones I've mentioned earlier. I can go more in depth, but that's all I'm gonna say about these ones. These guys are disgusting. And the second type of predator is the most common to find in these games. And just like the last one, I named this one obvious because they are very, very obvious about their intentions. They usually say stuff in the chat like ABC to trade on Discord, girls only, ABC for entertainment, and one I found just a few minutes ago saying ABC to do it, girls under 15 only. So I gave it a test. So far, I've messaged 3 people sending these weird messages in Vibe games. By the way, I found all 3 of these guys in the same server. And out of 3 people I messaged, all 3 of them were pedophiles. A little teaser to what one of these predators did was one of them tried to push their rape kink onto what they thought was a 13-year-old. You'll see in a later video what I'm talking about. This and everything else shown in the video make it impossible for Vibe games to ever have a good reputation again. Doubt Dennis Daly is ever going to do a video on them again. Anyway, on to the final layer we go. I know I've been showing all the really bad stuff that you can easily find in the Vibe game community, but I want to shed some light and give you some cleaner Vibe games for anybody who still wants to play. The games on screen are just a few I played, and from my experience, these ones are way cleaner than all of the other ones. And I specifically want to shout out the Vibe Cafe. I used to play that game a lot, and I haven't seen a single weirdo playing it. I have a skateboard, oh my god. Anyway, Vibe games, I hope you enjoyed this video, and shout out to my amazing members and server boosters. Also, sorry for leaving for a month. This was Srupl, and stay safe.
Nice try 2 times, how you